She built an empire from something most people try to hide. What started as a small dermatology clinic in Southern California grew into a global phenomenon with over 6 billion views. Millions trusted Dr. Sandra Lee, not just with their skin, but with their stories, scars, and insecurities. But behind the camera lights, something life-changing was quietly unfolding. It began on a normal filming day at Skin Physicians and Surgeons in Upland, California. The crew was ready, patients were waiting, and Dr. Lee, known worldwide as Dr. Pimple Popper, was doing what she always did, treating patients and filming content that reached millions. Then something felt off. A sudden wave of heat, unusual sweating, and a strange fog in her head. Her body didn't feel right, but she pushed through, thinking it might just be exhaustion or a hot flash. Even after filming, the symptoms didn't stop. That night, restlessness set in, shooting pain in her leg, trouble walking downstairs. Something was clearly wrong, but still unclear. By morning, fear became real. Her left hand weakened, her speech began to slur, and she asked the terrifying question every doctor fears for themselves. Am I having a stroke? Even more shocking, she was a doctor herself. She knew the signs: weakness, speech difficulty, balance issues. And she had them. Yet like many women, she almost dismissed them as stress or hormonal changes. Fortunately, her father, a retired dermatologist, insisted she go to the hospital immediately. That decision saved her life. At the hospital, the diagnosis was clear: an ischemic stroke. A blood clot had cut off oxygen to part of her brain, killing brain cells within minutes. I had a part of my brain that died, she later said. The irony was devastating. Her entire career depends on precision, steady hands, and clear communication, the very functions affected by the stroke. Doctors later noted her risk factors: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and chronic stress. She wasn't alone. Studies show strokes in adults aged 45 to 64 have been rising, especially among high-performing professionals ignoring early warning signs. Her career paused immediately. Cameras stopped rolling. A global brand went silent. But her story isn't just about a stroke. It's about how easily warning signs can be ignored, even by someone trained to recognize them, and how one moment can change everything. She trained for years, completing her residency at Southern Illinois University and a fellowship in San Diego under Dr. Richard Fitzpatrick, before returning to California to take over her father's practice, Skin Physicians and Surgeons. Her father noticed the shift. I used to hear patients say, "You are Dr. Soon Lee's daughter." Now I only hear, "You are Dr. Sandra Lee's father." In 2010, she started a YouTube channel. It stayed quiet until a 2014 blackhead video went viral, revealing how visual dermatology truly was. By 2015, she became Dr. Pimple Popper. Her videos exploded, including one with over 75 million views, building a global fanbase and a full media empire. Her TLC show launched in 2018, became a hit, and ran for 9 seasons. She expanded into skincare products, books, and major TV appearances. At her peak, her YouTube alone brought in about $100,000 a month. Later, she moved to Lifetime with Dr. Pimple Popper, breaking out, which even showed her personal life. Then the stroke stopped everything. For 2 months, she couldn't operate or film. She went through intense rehab, relearning balance, grip strength, and fine control of her left hand, critical for a surgeon. "I don't like that I don't have total control of my left hand," she said. "If I'm not at my best, it's very scary." Even her speech changed in subtle ways only she could fully notice. In January 2026, she returned to the operating room and said, "But it felt different. There's a lot of PTSD," she said. "It happened while I was filming." For the first time, she faced something she couldn't fix, only live with. Still, she chose to go public. In an April 2026 People interview, she shared everything, including something deeper. "In Asian cultures, they don't always tell people they've had a stroke," she explained. "It can be seen as a sign of weakness." That perspective mattered because she was raised in a family built on discipline, resilience, and silence about vulnerability. Speaking openly went against everything she was taught. And in doing so, she wasn't just telling a medical story anymore. She was breaking a generational rule about strength, silence, and what it means to admit you've been hurt. She did it anyway, and she was very clear about why. "I want to get the word out that if you have symptoms like I had, make sure you see your doctor. Take care of yourself." That message wasn't random. It was intentional. She chose to go public just 6 days before Season 2 of Drive Pimple Popper. Breaking Out premiered on Lifetime on April 20th, 2026. The new season even includes real footage from the day of her stroke and her recovery. By speaking first, she took control of the narrative. She decided how the story would be told, what language would be used, and what the world would see. Instead of letting her worst moment become gossip or spectacle, she turned it into awareness. When she calls the stroke a blessing in disguise, she doesn't say it with forced positivity. She says it like a doctor describing a diagnosis, measured, direct, and examined from every angle. "I want to think about it as a blessing in disguise," she explained, "because it reminds you to take better care of yourself." For years, her life ran like a machine. Full surgical practice, a viral YouTube channel demanding constant content, and a hit TV show running for 9 seasons. Like many high-performing people, she kept pushing forward, treating warning signs as something she would deal with later. The stroke ended that mindset in an instant. What followed wasn't dramatic recovery, it was discipline. 2 months of physical therapy, daily medication, rebuilding strength in her left hand, monitoring health markers she once ignored. Not a choice of lifestyle, but a necessity forced by the body itself. And in that forced pause, she found something unexpected: clarity. "It really makes you realize how precious life is," she said. By April 2026, she was back on screen. Season 2 aired with 20 new episodes. Her hands were functioning again. Her speech was close to normal. Medically, she had recovered. But the story carries something deeper than recovery alone. Her father once discovered dermatology from a borrowed book in rural Malaysia. He built a life from almost nothing, moved to America, and created the very clinic she now runs. Decades later, he was the one who recognized something was wrong and sent her to the hospital in time. Sandra Lee didn't just survive a stroke. She survived the collision of everything she was: the pressure, the legacy, the work, and the warning signs she had once pushed aside. And then she did something most people don't do after a moment like that. She returned to it. She went back to the operating room, back to the cameras, back to the place where everything changed, and chose to face it publicly. This isn't just a story about illness. It's a story about awareness, timing, control, and what it means when life forces you to finally listen. Because in the end, she didn't just lose control for a moment. She learned what control is really worth.